this video I'm going to show you how to set up a Pro-Ject turntable. And we're using a one expression Carbon Classic to do this setup, but it's pretty much the same with all Pro-Ject turntables. So let's use this as an example. First thing you do when you open the box is take out the top part, which is the dust cover. It's nicely packaged. You can put that away for a moment, and on top of the dust cover there is this accessories package which has user manual, cable, interconnect cable, belt, all the little parts that you need inside this package. So I'm gonna have to keep this close. Let's take the turntable out now. As I said, it sits below the dust cover. Just gonna remove this packaging here. So now that we have our turntable out of the box, the first thing we want to do is connect the cable, the interconnect cable. Just gonna take it out of the accessories bag here. This cable basically has a connector for right channel, a left channel, and it also has this separate wire with a little spade on it. It's called a ground wire. And if you look at the back of the turntable, you see the connections right there. So your right channel plug goes in the right channel. That's the red one. The ground wire goes on the screw in the middle. The other end of your cable goes into the phono input on your amplifier or receiver, or it goes into your phono stage. Second part we want to do is balance the tonearm. We need the counterweight, which is in the box. And we're going to put this on the back of the turntable. Just put it on there, no pressure. Just turn it slightly until it moves back and forward when you turn that counterweight. It has to move smoothly back and forward like that. That's good enough for now. We then want to take this little twist tie off the tonearm. It just holds it there for transport. From this point on, we have to be a little bit careful. We're going to remove the stylus guard from the cartridge, and you want to keep that on the side so you can put it back later if you want to do so. And the first thing I'm going to do is zero balance the tonearm. What we're going to do is take the tonearm out of the tonearm rest and turn the counterweight so that the tonearm sort of floats by itself. You can check that by tapping the front of the head of the tonearm a little bit like that, and you'll see that it keeps moving up and down and comes back from itself into a horizontal position, level position. That is a zero balance tonearm right now. What it shouldn't be, and this happens when you turn the counterweight all the way to the front, now you have force, tracking force on the front of your tonearm, so the tonearm slopes towards the front. And if you have your counterweight too far towards the back, the tonearm just moves up like that. So now it's too much counterweight force here on the back. So we want to find that middle point, as I just showed you, where the tonearm floats by itself. Basically floating in thin air. Now it's zero balanced. As soon as we've done that, we put the tonearm back into the tonearm rest. We hold the large metal back part of the counterweight and turn the little plastic scale in the front so that the zero is aligned with the white line here on the back of the tonearm. And then just double check again. See that the tonearm is still floating, and it is. Zero balance tonearm, scale set to zero as well. And now we're going to grab the large part of the counterweight and turn it into the direction of the numbers until we have the correct tracking force. This is 1.8 grams or 18 on this scale for the factory supplied 2M silver cartridge that comes with this turntable. That's basically it. We now have our tracking force set. The only other little thing that we need to do, in your bag with your accessories, you will find this little Ziploc bag which is marked Antiskating Weight. It has a little weight in it, and the weight is attached to a very thin wire. Looks like a fishing line, basically. Very thin fishing line with a little loop at the end. The back of the tonearm, you see this little stub which has 3 grooves in it. You put the loop over the stub and put it in the middle of the 3 grooves. And then you hang the little weight on that little rod here. From now on, if I move the tonearm towards the center of the racket, you will see that that weight comes off. This sets the correct anti-skate force on your tonearm. And that's quite important, so it tracks correctly. Tonearm is now balanced and set up. Just to avoid doing any damage to the stylus, I always recommend putting the lift in the upwards position at this moment. If you accidentally push it out of the rest, it will stay upwards like that and won't hit anything on your turntable. Next thing we need to do is put the belt on the motor and over the stepladder. This is a belt that comes supplied in your accessories package, and it's very easy to do. Put it around the stepladder and in the top part, which is a 33 1/3 RPM part of your motor pulley. Give it a little turn like this by hand so it settles itself properly, and that's all there is to it. Almost last part is the platter. Take it out of the fabric protection bag here, and it also has the felt mat supplied with the platter. So we put the platter on the stepladder, look for the little hole in the middle, and put the felt mat on there. And basically, our turntable is now ready to play the first record. So in the box, you also find this little white box which has your power supply in there. I actually have one already set up here from my previous videos. You plug it in your AC outlet, and the other end goes in that little hole here at the back of your turntable. There it is. Once that's done, you can turn the power switch on. Platter is supposed to be running now, turning, and you can start playing your first record. The last thing you want to do, obviously, is put your dust cover on there, and the dust cover just slides over the hinges here in the back. And there we go. So now we have it all set up. Our turntable is connected to the phono preamplifier. From the phono preamplifier, the sound travels into the amplifier and from our amplifier to our speakers. And we're ready to play a record.